Yeah. Give it up once again for our special Olympian, Mr. Chris Conley over here. So, I just want to tell you guys a little bit about my family, starting off with my nephews. I have 2 twin nephews. They're little boys. They're from Australia. My family, my brother and his wife live in Australia. And, you know, I adore them. I do. But they're at that age where they think that they can cry and get whatever they want. And their parents might play that, but Auntie Jen don't play that shit. So what happened was the mom asked me to, you know, watch over the kids as she went in to do something in the other room. And I'm standing there, I'm watching the kids, and all of a sudden they start crying. And I just look at them and they're like, and you know what? I'm sorry, they're Australian. It was more like, mate. But, you know, as I'm looking at them and I'm watching this, I'm thinking to myself, you know, nothing really makes me want to punch a baby in the face more than another fucking baby. So, as I was going to go hit the kid, come on, guys, I wouldn't really hit a child. I might scare the shit out of one, though. I'm about to hit the kid, and the mom comes in the room, and I get startled, and I look over at her, and as I'm looking at her, one of them bit me. Now, a 2-year-old biting people, that's a problem, right? That's a problem. So I look over to the mom to see what she's going to do to punish my nephew, because that's not okay. And this is what she does. I kid you not. She goes right up to him, and she looks him in the eye, and she goes, naughty, very naughty. Which to me sounds a lot like, good boy, very good boy. I'm sorry, if you have a child biting you anywhere on your body, you have the right to smack them in the face. Now, I'm not saying to go and Mike Tyson the kid. I'm just saying that if he bites you, you have the right to flick him in the mouth. If a cat can take it, his ass sure as hell can, right? So I go to Australia a lot to visit my nephews, and the last time I was there, I noticed that, you know, Australians, they have a bit of a different way of slang of saying things. Like in America, if a guy's going to buy a girl a drink, he's going to say, put it on my tab. I'll pick it up. Put it on me. Whatever. In Australia, they say, it's my shout. So if I'm going to buy you a drink, I'm going to say, I'm shouting. And if you're going to buy me a drink, you're going to say, you're shouting, right? Well, I'm in Australia. I'm at a bar. And I didn't know this. And I'm waiting in line. And, you know, I'm all like dressed up and ready to get my Australian on. And I look to my left and I see this hot Australian guy. And he's looking at me. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he comes over and he goes, hello, excuse me, love, can I get you a drink? And I looked at him, thought, okay, I'm going to have sex with this guy. I nodded at him. And then, he kind of shuffled in his pockets and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, love, can you shout? And I was like, get me a fucking drink. He thought I was a crazy American. So speaking of crazy Americans, I learned it from my mom. My mother is a New York Jew, and she's also a hardcore Republican, which basically makes her a Jew that's proud of being cheap. She's awesome, but it's really hard to take her anywhere lately because she always gets into political conversations. Like, whenever taxes are brought up, she's always like, for the money I pay, I better see my name on a missile. I want to see Rachel Rendel posted across the missile, and I want to see it take off. The woman is just crazy, but I made the mistake of taking her to my friend's house for Christmas. And this family was very nice. They were Democrats, very Christian. And I told my mom, I said, Mom, before we go in there, okay, no politics, no religion. What? I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to sit there. I'm not going to do anything. Jesus Christ. Mom, you can't say Jesus Christ in there. It's Christmas. These people are religious. So we go into dinner, and everything's going fine. We're sitting at a table with 18 people. Me and my mom are both sitting on totally opposite ends. And their heads go down for the grace, and our heads are up, so we're like, where's the Waldos? And so we're sitting there, and after their grace, they all go in to dig for the food, so there's that moment of silence. And my mom takes this opportunity to just start the conversation with, so, I'm pretty sure that there's aliens. There's aliens, and there's going to be a thinning in 2012. I saw this on the History Channel. Have you seen this on the History Channel? Have you seen this on the History Channel? I saw this on the History Channel. The table went quiet, and my friend's aunt, I haven't heard her say a word in 15 years, she just stands up and goes, "There is no evidence!" And my mom just kind of leans back on her chair and looks at me and goes, "What? It wasn't politics. It wasn't religion. Jesus Christ." I smoke weed with my mom. She's pretty cool for that on occasion, and it's interesting because when I get high with her, she loses her mind. Like one time we were smoking and she was like, "Oh my God, Jennifer, did you know that mom upside down is wow?" I was like, please tell me you're talking about the word. My mom is quite the character. I love her though. I love her. Still, image in the mind. Not a good one. No, but I'm adamant about smoking weed because I think it helps people become friends. Like it helps further along the friendship. And as a Jew, I would like to say that if the Palestinians and the Jews just smoked weed together, there wouldn't be a problem. I mean, you mean to tell me that you're going to put two people in a room and you're going to make them smoke weed together and they're not going to find anything in common? I mean, you have one Jew, one Palestinian. They hit it. I'm in sand. You're in sand. We're in sand together! No, but it comes from a personal experience with me for this, the whole Palestinian thing. My god sister, I kid you not, my god sister is German, Egyptian, and Palestinian, all in one, which basically makes her the hate trifecta of the world. And we get along because we smoke weed together. But I'm not gonna lie, sometimes the Jewish guilt kind of falls into play. Like one time we were smoking out my favorite bong and she broke it. Dopey was amazing. I loved that bong. But I let it go, right? And later that day, I was like, all right, I'm gonna make a sandwich, because you know munchies. And I make a sandwich, and I turn around, and I turn back, and the bitch stole my sandwich. I lost it. I was like, give me back my sandwich, you Nazi Pharaoh terrorist! All right, guys, that's my time.